all set up.
All right, cool. So I guess before we get started, um, are you good for the third?
As far as I know.
Okay, that's important because that will determine what happens a little bit as far as today goes.
Is that a Sunday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we've got the fourth off. So, uh, okay, yeah, because I just got finished kind of prepping everything, and I think I got it all taken care of. All right, we'll see.
Who's
Uh,
Fu FM?
that's the sound bot that I have set up for like background music and stuff. So that's the other thing is I want to go ahead and test this and see how it works for you. So you should be able to, or you're on your tablet.
Oh, but I got got my game on the tablet, and I got my Discord.
Is Discord on the computer?
Yeah, I was trying to get it on my laptop in there. 'Cause I got that laptop. I got an old laptop,
Yeah.
and I cannot remember any of my passwords or anything to get on
Uh,
anything. So
okay.
I wanted to put it all on one thing, and then I could just play on the laptop.
Yeah. So, one thing I want to let you know is that so you can you see in the chat like all of our names right here on this list where you see Kenku FM on here?
Yeah.
So you can right click on Kenku FM and it
Uh
gives
huh.
you like a bunch of options here and you can adjust their volume, right? So if the sound effects or the music is too low or too loud, you can adjust it right here.
Okay.
So just let you know that. Um, I don't have much for this. I have a little bit, and we can just try it out and make sure it works okay. But
Fine.
um, all right. So if you are ready, then we'll go ahead and get started.
Yep. I'm ready.
All right, cool. So when we last left off, you had returned to Phandalin, and you came underneath the wagon. You were hiding the entire time, and you did very well with that. And you were able to sneak into the Stonehill Inn, and you, along with Gundren, Iridessa, and Cam, you secured lodgings for the night, and you helped Sildar. I mean, you helped Sildar carry Gundren and Donjon to a room on the second floor where they could be tended to by a healer. It is in this room that you now find yourself. The halfling, who you only know as Iridessa, is sitting in a corner of the room on the floor, and she is gently strumming her lute, probably trying to find the perfect melody to match the story of a daring rescue. And so, like I said, if Kinku FM should be playing music now, if it's too loud, then you can right click and adjust the volume.
It's just right. It's just right.
Okay. So, you're in the room, you have Iridessa strumming the lute. Gundren and Donjon each have their own bed in order to rest. What are you doing?
Uh, Everybody else is gone, right?
You're not sure? You could ask Iridessa.
Yeah, I'll ask her.
You asking for anybody specific or just everybody?
It's asking what the group, what everybody's doing.
She tells you that Cam is downstairs at the bar. Sildar, she thinks, went out to find a healer. Elianis, Vash, and Arista and Giblet are exploring the village.
Ask her to tell me about herself.
She tells you a little bit about her backstory, where she comes from. She explains that she's a traveling bard, you know, um, and uh, she is the daughter of a legendary bard, Amaryllis Swiftwind. And in your travels, you've probably heard a tale or two by Amaryllis Swiftwind. But since Iridessa grew up listening to her mother's performances, she grew up and she wanted to become a bard herself.
Do they still have that goblin?
Yeah, Giblet.
Is he in the room with me?
No, he's with Elianis, Vash, and Orista.
So the other two are laying down, covering from the wounds.
Yeah, you have Gundren, the dwarf, and Donjon, who is a dark-skinned human male.
Are they able to talk?
No, you can. They look to be asleep. You can make a medicine check if you want to look a little bit more closely at their condition. I see it. There it is. Okay, a 21.
A dice rose. I don't know why it's doing that. It's rolling slow.
Yeah, it was doing that for me too. Like it took me a while to see the result come up. So on a 21, you can tell that um, looking closely at their mouth and at their necks, you can see that their veins are very visible and darkened almost. Um, Based on your knowledge of various poisons, being a soldier, you've seen people be poisoned and enemy combatants using poisoned arrows. So you know what it looks like when somebody is poisoned, and you can tell that Gundren and Donjon both have been poisoned. Their breathing is steady, um, maybe shallow at times, uh, and they're not responding to any stimulus. Like if you were to clap your hands in front of them or try to wake them up, they're not able to be woken up.
Was there any visible wounds on them? They got poison.
No, it looks like they were just force fed this poison by mouth, and uh, yeah, they're very weak. Um, and would not be able to be healed through normal means. You need a healer, somebody who's specifically trained and has years of experience. Your normal magic healing, your basic healing spells do not work.
That's where they fashioned him, right? Find him.
Yeah, Iridessa says that Sildar is out searching for a healer. We're searching for somebody who knows a healer.
How do we come across her?
How did you come across who?
The halfling.
Iridessa was, yeah, she was with the group that you encountered on the outskirts of Phandelver when you were with the Red Brands. She was with that group.
So I'm gonna ask her. I mean, what is she planning on doing? Why is she in the room?
She's she says that to you that she's staying behind to watch over Gundren and Donjon. Donjon Raskin is a very close friend of hers, so she's very concerned about his well-being. And also, there's been a lot of excitement lately. This is a good time to kind of sit and continue playing. And the main reason for her being out on adventures is to be able to write songs and come up with her own stories, her own legendary stories, just like her mother did. So uh, part of doing that is being able to have time to sit down and write songs and develop melodies.
Well, I mean, I know the place, so I should know where somebody where a healer may be at, huh?
Yeah, I think you would, or at least you would know who to talk to. The problem that you're currently in is that you can't really leave the inn. The reason why you're here in this room in the first place is because uh, you you are a wanted man. You know, surely the Red Brands would arrest you on sight after you quote unquote deserted your post 2 days ago. If they didn't arrest you, they would surely kill you.
Um, I guess I'll search the room around and see what I see in there.
Okay. Make a perception check and let me know if you're looking for anything in particular.
Uh, I'm just looking for anything out of the ordinary that's not supposed to be in there. Perception. Well,
Okay. On a 12, uh, you've seen in rooms before. Um, this is pretty standard room. It's got uh two beds. Like all this room is not any special. There are a total of four rooms at the inn, and your group has reserved two of them. And but each of the rooms in the inn, they're all on the second story. They all have a window. The windows have curtains. They each have two beds in the room, a few coat hooks on the wall, and some cheap hotel room art. But other than that, nothing special. Travelers, this is Phandelin's not a destination spot for a lot of people. A lot of travelers passing through. It's kind of on a dead end road, so not many people pass through the town on their way to other places. The inn room is normally reserved for people who are coming here and need a place to stay while the rest of their supplies arrive so that they can build their own house in the area.
all right.
So
I guess I'm gonna go into the other room that we got. I'm gonna search it also. I look for trap or doors or anything, hidden doors, stuff like that.
okay, so you go out of this room. This is the room furthest in the back. So you take a left turn and go to the room closer to the stairway coming up. And it's on the same side of the building as the first room. Both of your rooms are on the same side. And you look in the other room and you find the same thing. You find two empty beds, um, a window, some curtains, some coat hooks, and that's it.
How many rooms are on the top?
There are four rooms total. So you have the two on the one side, the two that y'all have reserved, and then there are two rooms on the opposite side.
I'm gonna search some of the other two rooms too. Then.
Okay. Um, you do you knock or do you just go in?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the first door, and I guess it'll be on the
Hmm.
left door. and knock on the door.
Okay, so you knock on the door. Nobody answers.
Let me then.
You can try
I
the
try
other
to open the
door,
door, see if it opens.
or you
I
can
try to
try.
open it.
You jiggle the door handle, and it does not give. It seems to be locked.
This shit, boy, is not is for birds. That damn COVID, boy.
Oh yeah, are
Yeah,
you feeling it?
I'm starting to feel a little better, boy. I tell you that first day, good lord, son, I didn't, I could barely move. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I've been lucky not to have it. Been exposed to it, but never caught it. I don't think, except for right before it all hit. I feel like I got sick pretty good, but nothing like what people are explaining. So this door in front of you is locked. What do you want to do?
I was looking to see if I had a picking tools. Keep hitting the wrong damn button. He's sending me back out. I think my other character that I locked me. I don't think I have that with this guy.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't have that, and you're not proficient in that either.
Okay. Oh. All right. Well, I go to that other door and knock on it.
Okay, so you knock on the other door.
Yep.
Few seconds later, the door opens, and looking straight ahead, you see nobody, but then you look down and you see a grumpy-looking dwarf looking back up at you. Can I help you with something?
Yes, I tell him my name is um what's Ralph, and uh and I have a friend that's sick across the hall, and I was wondering if he had anything that could help poisons or anything like that.
Oh no, I'm new here. I don't really know anybody. I would say maybe talk to the leader. Is there a leader in the town? I would talk to him. He probably knows everybody in the town.
I asked him what his name is.
My name is Gruff Stonebeard. Come here looking for gold.
Asked him, has he found any?
Nope, this is my first day here. Just getting settled in. Haven't found anything yet. I'm headed to the Miners Guild here in a little bit.
All right. I thank him and that tell him to have a good day.
You too, Ralph. Hopefully, I'll see you around.
All right. How many floors are on this thing? Just two?
Yeah, just two floors. Lower floor is common area. There's a bar, places to sit and eat, and then just talk, play cards. And then the stairs leading up just lead to a landing area, and then four rooms.
Um, I guess I'll slowly go downstairs and see if I see any of the red brands down there, and if there's not, then I'll go down to the bar and get a beer.
Looking down the staircase, you are able to spot Cam. Cam doesn't see you, but you see uh, her back, and she's sitting at the bar, just drinking and enjoying the atmosphere. Um, and scattered around this lower floor, you do see several red brands. There's one posted at the door, almost acting like a bouncer. And then there are a few others, maybe taking a break in between shifts or getting ready for a shift, and they're just hanging out in the common room. But they are sporting the usual red cloaks and red uh, cloth garments to accessorize and identify themselves as the the local security force in the town.
So that one. Is there a window in my room?
There is a window in your room.
All right, I'm gonna go back into my old room and go out the window.
You're gonna go out the window.
Well, I want to look at it first, make sure there's nothing out there that nobody out there. And I'm gonna try. Is it dark?
No, it's mid morning. You arrived into Phandelver first thing in the morning, and so I would say it's maybe 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. Uh, Looking out the window, you see the normal bustle of the crowd. Um, you see mothers chasing after their children. You see townsfolk tending to chores or running errands. You you see people going to and from various shops, and you can kind of see behind some of these shops where wagons are pulled up and people are unloading stock to bring into their stores. In your the time that you've spent here, you've found the residents to be quiet, hardworking folk. They came from distant cities to eke out a life amid the harsh wilderness. They're farmers, stonecutters, blacksmiths, traders, prospectors, several children, which is a good sign that these people believe life is possible out here despite the dangers. Only a select few that you've encountered have actually seen combat or could be considered warriors or combat worthy. And you know that most of the Red Brand force is made up of these townsfolk. They are all volunteers. They get paid a modest wage, but uh, they're using um, secondhand weaponry that is shipped from outside of the town, and they're they're given very basic training, but it's like people who don't know how to fight training other people on how to fight. It's kind of the situation as far as the makeup of the red brands. Um, Looking through the crowd, you can feel yourself, or you can't help but look for your brother, and you know that you're not going to find him, but you look anyway, and you still have that hope in the back of your mind that he will show up. So if you don't mind, I would like for you to describe your brother, and I would like for you to do that with the understanding that you might not ever see him again.
All right. Uh, so he's a taller, slender. I think he's got silver hair. With blue piercing eyes. Um, and pretty really dark skin, from the sun.
What is his name?
Um, Vandalier.
Vandalier?
Yep.
That's a great name. So, as you look out the window and you're searching through the crowd and maybe searching now for a way to, if there's a possible way to open the window and climb out, maybe get up onto the roof or climb down to the streets and make your way through the village, you hear a knock at the door, and Iridessa stops strumming, and the door opens, and Sildar walks in. Um, he's looking pretty good after a nice rest last night. Um, he's gained regained some of his strength back. He was able to eat a good meal last night, so he walks in and he's looking good. But he comes in, and he says that he has news to share, and he expects Vash and Elianis and the rest of them to be here soon. Um, Cam walks in shortly after Sildar, and then in come Vash and Elianis and Arista. And at the very back of their group, you see a very short hooded figure, and you can tell that it's Giblet the Goblin. And with everybody kind of crowded in this room, there's barely enough space for everybody, but there is enough to fit everybody in and close the door. And Sildar begins explaining his news. He says, I spoke with Harbin Wester, who's the town master here, and I've been trying to locate a healer. Uh, Harbin Wester's pretty incompetent, uh, but he did tell me that the local midwife, Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill. The location is a few miles south of here. I'm not interested in transporting Gundren and Donjon anymore due to their condition, so we need to visit her and see if she'll return. Wester is willing to pay 25 gold for her safe return, and he says that with dragon sightings becoming more common, it's not safe for her to be out there alone. I haven't seen any dragons myself, and I don't know how he could either since he's locked himself inside of his house, but I don't have a good feeling about any of this. The group all agree to travel to a place known as Umbridge Hill, which is where Adabra Gwyn lives in a stone windmill. And they all begin to filter out. Are you trying to go with the group?
Um, that's the journey they took.
Hmm.
Um, kind of want to go out on my own and look around.
So as the group is filtering out of the room and they're on their way to Umbridge Hill, Sildar stay, has stayed behind. He's the last one to leave the room, but right before he leaves, he stops, he turns around, and he looks at you and he says, "Do you mind watching over these two for me? I may have a lead on your brother's whereabouts, and I intend to follow this lead. I know you want to find him too, and I know that staying here doesn't seem like the best idea if he's possibly still alive. I'm sure it's the last thing you want to do. But, as you know, the situation here is very delicate. I want to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Many of the Red Brand Force here are simple townsfolk who want to protect their home. It isn't right to punish them for the actions of just a few people. As soon as I can determine where your brother is, you will be the first to know. Then we can plan his rescue. Do you agree to stay to watch over Gundren and Donjon?
Uh, yes, I will.
He looks at you, he puts a hand on your shoulder. He says, I appreciate your patience and your trust. And he looks you directly in the eyes and he says, I promise that we will find what you came here for. Shall I get you anything from the bar on my way out? And
No,
so you don't
no,
want anything from the bar?
no. I think he's going. I think he's damn con arts, but no.
Okay. All right. So you tell him you don't want anything from the bar. He says, okay. He leaves. He closes the door behind him. And you are left in the room with Gundren and Donjon. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Lord, I feel like I'm gonna try to fortify the door. 'Cause I feel like he's gonna go get the red brand. But
Okay.
um,
How do you fortify the door?
is there any chairs in there?
Nope, just beds.
All right, I'm gonna slide a bed against the door. I just leave them on it, but I'll push this bed against the door.
Okay, so you shift which bed? Do you shift the one with the dwarf in it or
Door
the
in
one
it,
with the human?
one with the human in it.
Okay, so you take Don John's bed and you shimmy it away from the wall a little bit, and then you get to the other side and you push it uh, over to
Next to it.
where just the corner of it is up underneath the door handle basically, and preventing the door from being
Right.
opened.
And then I go to the window and see if I can open the window.
Okay, you do get to the window and you open the window, and it does stay open on its own, and you can look out and you can see the streets of Phandelver below you.
All right. I guess I just kind of wait for a minute.
So you're just waiting. You're just watching out with the window open,
Yeah, just looking out the window, listening for anything.
listening, hiding behind the curtain, I'm assuming, to
Yeah.
where no random person could look up and see you.
Right.
So as you're looking out the window, you are able to stay focused, and as an elf, you can meditate and still maintain awareness around you. That's how you rest, right? So you do something similar here, where you are able to focus and look out for anything uh, dangerous or it doesn't seem right. And you think back to when you were with the Red Brands, and on that night when you were mustered to the outskirts of the town to confront this group of visitors who had decided to show up after dark, right? You were undercover at the time and you were investigating the Red Brands. Um, you knew that there were some bad apples in the group. You got along you got along with the majority of the people there, and you came to understand that this was a security force made up of people in the town, good people that were slowly being corrupted from the inside by a small number of outliers. Um, and you also have had your fair share of experiences as a soldier and with the Red Brands, and you know that friendly visitors do not often arrive after dark. Um, Something didn't feel right about the whole situation. You think back to how you interrupted the standoff and you scared away these visitors, and then you remember being grabbed by the half orc tank in the chaos, and you remember him putting a fear into you that you had never felt before. And in that moment, you knew that your suspicions about what may have happened to your brother had been confirmed, and you realized the depth of your situation. You needed to find your brother, but you knew that you couldn't do it alone, and you needed allies. At this point, you hear a knock on the door, second knock on the door.
I ask who it is.
Hello, it's Elsa. I'm the barmaid from downstairs. Uh, Mr. Hallwinter said that you might want some food, so I brought some up for you. I have a lot. It's kind of heavy.
Just set it by the door and you can leave, please.
All right, you hear some shuffling outside of the door, and she supposedly sets all of these things down, and you hear footsteps kind of fade away as she walks away from the room and towards the stairs.
Um, mm, let's get into it. All right, I'm gonna slide the bed out of the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my sword out.
Okay, bed's out of the way, swords out.
All right, I'm going to slowly open the door and outside.
All right, so the door opens in towards you, and as you crack it open, you're looking at the floor by the door jamb, you can see a large platter of looks like a feast has been dropped off here. Um, you had a chance to look at the menu. They have a copy of the menu in each of the rooms, and you can recognize some of this. You see a large bowl of rabbit and leek soup. You see another large round dish. Looks like it has shepherd's pie. You see an oversized tankard, and it smells faintly of apples. You you figure this to probably be the Applejack, which is a seasonal ale that they serve in the area. And then you see a large another platter, and it's got a large glass of goat's milk, and you recognize the 6 hazelnut cookies.
All right. Um, did I use investigation and see if it's poison or I mean, how can I detect that?
Um, yeah, you can investigate for maybe clues if the food looks like it's been tampered with.
All right.
Uh,
Maybe
that
it's
that would be the only thing. If somebody had tried to introduce poison while they were cooking the food, you would not be able to tell. But you would be able to tell if somebody had introduced poison after the food was cooked if you rolled high enough. 17. So on a 17, you you look at the food, it doesn't look like it's been tampered with. You've seen, you used to eat here, right? You were a Red Brand, you used to partake in this food when you were undercover. And it all looks the same as it looked when you ate it, and it was perfectly fine and nothing happened to you. So you don't know that it's poisoned, and all of your hunches and all of your investigation does not reveal that it has been poisoned.
right up. And then
So I'm sorry, what are you doing?
go ahead and bring it in and then shut the door.
Okay, so you grab the platter, you bring it in, you set it on the foot of one of the beds because there's no tables in this room either. They're really skipping on the furniture. But yeah, you bring it in. Do you begin to eat? Do you snack?
Yeah, I go ahead and get me something to eat, rabbit stew, and drink me some apple beer.
Okay, yeah. The rabbit and leek soup is still hot. It's almost as if it came fresh out of the bowl that had just been made. And the applejack, it's not too sweet. It just has a faint taste of apples, and you know that it's seasonal, so it's pretty fresh too. It's not like it's been sitting in the barrel for very long. Um, and yeah, you enjoy your meal. You eat it all, you just it's a lot of food, right? It'd be a lot of food for just
Yeah,
one
I'm an elf,
meal.
so I mean, I'm not gonna eat all that much. But
Yeah, so I would say maybe you snack on it, and because who knows how long this excursion is going to take? Who knows how long it'll be before the rest of the group get back? So yeah, eat some now and save some for later.
yep, but save it.
So I guess just as you're finishing the bowl of soup and you're getting down to the last bit of the apple jack ale, you hear another knock on the door.
Ask who it is again.
It's Elsa the barmaid. Just checking if you want me to take anything from you or maybe refill your tankard.
Yeah, please come in. I open the door for her.
All right, you open the door for her and you see in front of you Elsa the barmaid. You've seen her before. But she is. Let me pull up. I'm gonna send you a picture of her. All right, so we're gonna try a new thing here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but all of the audio chat now has like a text chat with it. And
Uh-huh.
so I don't know if you can see this picture that I just put up here of Elsa.
They come over the where the type stuff in.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If you're on the computer and you highlight the title of the voice channel that we're in right now, you can click open chat. It's a little chat bubble there. You able to see it?
Um, Computer so slow. If I move it, it just stays in one spot. So yeah, I gotta get that down. Laptop.
I can probably text it to you also.
What? All right. So look for where
Uh,
it says I'm on D&D's Macho's D&D server, right?
yeah, and move your mouse down to where you see the voice channel where the three of us are in here in the voice channel.
Yeah, it says audio and video chat.
Yeah, if you mouse over onto audio and video chat, you'll
Uh,
see like a little chat bubble here where it says open chat.
okay.
You open that up and you should see the text chat here.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, very good looking woman. She's got this long blonde hair and she's got um, a choker. It's like a black leather strap choker with an azure gemstone in the middle, and she's a barmaid, right? So she's working for tips, and so she's dressed to where her shoulders are exposed, and she's got the corset. And as she walks towards you, she reaches out to touch you, and as she does this, you see three other individuals enter the room, and they're going to surprise you. And as she reaches out to touch you, she's using shocking grasp on you. And so as she does this, she's going to make a melee spell attack, which is, let me see here. Let me see how that works. It looks like it's just a straight roll. Yeah, so it's a 7 to hit. Does a 7 hit you?
7.
Yeah. I don't think so. That seems kind of low.
Like my armor class is a 15.
Oh yeah, that definitely doesn't hit. That was
Okay.
just this, like I said, straight 7 roll. Okay, so you are now. Here's the situation. You are now being ambushed, and you recognize three. You recognize everybody really. It's Elsa the barmaid is directly in front of you, and then you recognize Tank, who grabbed you before. You recognized Nips, who's the big, burly human male that likes to walk around with no shirt on, and you recognize Hornsby, who is um, the tiefling, the red-faced, uh, demon-looking. He's got two black horns that kind of curl back, uh, past his scalp, and then the very tips of them curl back forward towards the side of his face. But you all recognize these as the problem children of the red brands. And so the way this is going to work, this is what's called a skill challenge, right? So you're going to have an opportunity to use your skills. You're going to be able to use any ability or skill that you're proficient in, and you can only use each one once. So, for example, I'm looking at your character sheet here. You have athletics proficiency, you have intimidation, you have nature, you have perception, you have stealth, you have survival. You can use any of those skills in this skill challenge. It's not going to be straight combat, right? You need to get, let's see here. You need to get 6 successes on your skill checks before you get 3 failures. And so they're all just going to be straight rolls. The DC for this skill challenge is going to be 20. So if you roll a 20 or better on any of your skills, then you'll succeed. If you roll lower than a 20, then you'll get a failure. And so I'll kind of walk you through it as we go. And so you gained a success by not being affected by this shocking grasp. Um, Everybody else in this Red Brands group is going to get um, a roll on you because they surprised you. And then I'll have you roll for initiative, and we'll continue on that way. Does that make sense? It's not something that we do very often.
I roll 20 dice, right?
Yeah. So how it's gonna work, right? The other 3 are gonna get rolls on you, and how they do will determine whether you get a success or a failure. And then I'll have you roll initiative. All right.
Okay.
So you're doing good already. You got 1 success. So uh, Nips, the shirtless, burly human male, rushes in, and he's going to attempt to knock you prone. Okay. And so let me just make sure I'm rolling correctly here. Um, 1 second. I've never knocked anybody prone before, so I got to look it up. Okay, so it's just a special melee attack to shove. He's going to try to shove you and knock you prone. Um, okay, so he's going to use a strength, and you can use either strength or dexterity. It's your choice.
I use dexterity.
Okay.
I use that as a saving throw, right?
It's just a straight, yeah, it's a straight roll with your dexterity bonus.
Roll now.
Yeah, go ahead. Wow, that's really good. He rolled a 9. So he attempts to grab you and try to give you a little judo trip, but it's not successful. He fails. You get another success. 2 out of 6 successes. You have 0 failures. You're doing great. Uh, Now the half orc tank is going to rush in and attempt to do the same thing. So it'll be the same roll.
Use dexterity again.
Oh, yeah, whatever you want, strength or dexterity.
Get that?
21. Yeah, that's another success on your side because he rolled a 4. All right, so you now have 3 successes. Uh, Now the tiefling, he's going to use his thaumaturgy to try to uh, take the platter of food and throw it at you as an attack. So this will be just a straight attack on his part against your armor class. And he just rolls a 7. Oh my goodness, I can't roll for nothing. And your armor class is 15, so that's another failure on his part. All right, so at the end of the first round, you have 4 successes. You have 0 failures. You need 2 more successes, and you will get through this skill challenge no problem. All right, so go ahead and roll initiative for me. And while you do that, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. You there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so what was your initiative?
So,
12. Okay, not too bad. You're about in the middle of the pack here. All right, so top of the round, you see uh, Elsa's face begin to morph and shift and change, and she turns into uh, a woman who you have not seen much of before. She's a human woman, and she's got these silvery gray eyes. And she's got like this red hood, um, and clearly not Elsa, uh, the barmaid that you know. I'm gonna send you a picture. This is the woman known as Madge, short for Her Majesty, the on the ground uh, deck plate leader of the Red Brand. She kind of manages the day to day that you know. Um, Nips is looking at you. You've kind of shoved him. He tried to grab you and trip you. You were able to shove him off, and he looks at you again, and he's like, "Come here, I'm gonna get you." And he's going to attempt to knock you prone again. So, oh my God. Go ahead and roll strength or dexterity, whichever one you want. to resist his grappling.
18.
18.
Yep.
All right, count that as another success in the success column. You've got 5 out of 6. You're doing really well. I have a feeling that the the challenge was a little bit too easy because you only need one more success. So the odds are in your favor right now, but it's all good. It is now your turn. All right, so you can make a straight up attack against somebody if you want to, or you can use any of the skills that you have that you're proficient in.
I can use
So,
dexterity again.
um, no, you
Or aerobics. Aerobics.
yeah, you could use athletics if you want to. I would just need you to describe how are you going to use the athletic skill in order to win in this situation.
But I'm not going to win in here, so I mean, I got to escape. So, um, got the window open. So I'm going to try to use my athletics and jump out the window.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll. Make an athletics roll.
16.
16. DC is 20 for this challenge, and so you're gonna fail on that one. But that's okay. You've only got 1 out of 3. You just need one more success, and you'll win total here. All right. So next in the initiative order is Madge, who's going to use Shocking Grasp again and roll against your armor class. Oh, I don't think I've rolled over a 5 at all in this encounter. That was a 2. So she rolls a 2 and tries to grab you. You're able to break her grasp. Um, and that's the final success that you needed in order to really escape this situation. She grabs you, you knock her hands off before she can do anything, and she slowly begins to back away um, as Tank and Hornsby and Nips are still focused on you. Now, I would say you could you could try to escape this situation, but with your intuition and your knowledge of uh, what the Red Brand operation is like, you have a lot of insider knowledge. This would be a good opportunity, I would say, to let them capture you. You can kind of play dead and let them take you to where they're going to take you to where you can. Uh, Maybe they'll put you next to your brother, is what crosses your mind, really. I will say that if you had failed this challenge, they're going to knock you out and take you to that place. But on a success in this challenge, you can choose to stay conscious and play dead and let them take you anyway. Or you can try to escape out the window or into maybe out the door and down the stairs and into the town where surely there will be more red brands waiting for you. So I'll leave that choice up to you.
I'll give up.
Okay, so you're going to continue.
Volunteer to.
Yeah, you can continue fighting. Wouldn't say necessary volunteer. You're going to give them a little bit of resistance. I think if you gave up too quickly, they might not uh, buy that. You can try to let's do this. You can make a make a deception check if you're gonna try to give up.
Ooh, that ain't good.
3,
3.
yeah. On a 3, you how are you trying to give up here? Like, what does that look like? You just drop.
I
You
was just
put your
gonna throw
hands
my
up.
hands up in there and say, "All right, man, y'all got me."
Okay. And so you put your hands up and you say, "All right, you got me." And Nips takes a swing, a sucker punch at you, and does get a hit in. Doesn't quite knock you out, but it does send you down to your hands and knees. He does put a number on you, but you're still conscious. And because you passed, you succeeded on the skill challenge, I am going to allow them to take you, and you're going to remain conscious as they take you to where they're going to take you. And this will also allow you to know where you're going versus not knowing where you're going. And you keep your eyes closed, and you kind of you're playing dead here, and you're paying attention to the turns and the path that you take, and you open your eyes uh, every so often to kind of take in your surroundings and see where you're going. And they're taking you. Uh, they load you on the back of a small wagon that they have, and they take you outside of Phandalin. You're leaving the village. You notice that they kind of push the furniture in the room uh, back to about where it was, and they close the door behind them. They take all of the food out. They take any evidence that might be used to trace back to them. They take you out of the bar. Nobody looks twice or asks any questions because, as you know, everybody in the village is afraid of this group, especially these individuals in particular. But they do take you outside of Phandalin, and they take you through the woods, and it's a few days trip. Um, you're able to get some sleep and get your resting in or meditate as you do while still being able to stay aware of your surroundings. And they take you to a it looks to be an old rundown castle. There, as they bring you through the hallways and the rooms of this castle, you see that they're bringing you to um, kind of a room near the back of the castle, um, and they set you in the corner of this room with a bedroll. And in your time there, you're able to determine that you are in a place called Cragmaw Castle, and you do know the layout of this castle based on um, being sent there. And I will send you. I'm actually gonna message this to you. Nope, not that one. This one. Oh, 1 second. It's saying the file is too powerful to send to you. We can do this. There we go. All right, I sent that to you. Uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, and you're in, if you're looking at this, you're in the upper rightmost room, which is uh you've discovered to be the throne room, and this is where King Grawl, a very large bugbear, very large old bugbear, is staying at, and it's his throne room, and he's the leader of the Cragmaw tribe of goblins. And so, um, King Groll, as you watch him, you're kind of chained against the wall. You do have a bedroll, but as you watch him, you can tell he's a uh, very intimidating bugbear, but he's also very eloquent. You can see that the age is coming to him, and uh, his shoulders are stooped and his back is hunched, but he still looks to be very agile, very strong. Um, as you watch his interactions with the goblins, you can tell that he's not taking any crap from them. He's very demanding and he's very vindictive, and so any no goblins cross him, and you can immediately tell why. And you also see that with him is a wolf that he calls Snarl. It's just his pet wolf with him, and that's where you're taken to. So you're taken in deep into a place called Cragmaw Castle, and what is going through your mind right now? You were taken to this place, but you haven't seen any information on your brother, and you got taken away before Sildar was able to return with information. So, how does that make Roady feel?
Well, right now I feel like still not a traitor. I'll try to hold on me.
Yeah, you think Sildar is
Time me out.
so dimed you out? Yeah.
Yep. And I'm wondering what this connection with this bugbear and these goblin clan has to do with the uh, red brand,
Yeah,
or why I'm here.
that is an interesting question as to why would they bring you all the way out here? Why wouldn't they bring you to their hideout? I don't know. Maybe they figure that with you being knocked out, you would have too much insider information on the hideout. I don't know. Maybe they
Are they
thought that
still here? The three that knocked me out.
they don't hang around. They drop you off and get you tied up, and they say their pleasantries to King Grawl, who doesn't really want anything to do with them. He's a bugbear. He intimidates goblins, and I think he realizes that intimidating humans is not necessarily the same thing. Humans are a little more strong-willed and would not accept a lot of what he puts the goblins through. And so he knows where his
He's
lane is, and he stays there.
he speak.
He does speak.
I talked to him.
Yes.
Um, I addressed him properly. I said, what was his name again?
It's King Grawl, Grol.
Not even. I wouldn't know that though, would I?
Just overhearing he hasn't spoken to you yet, but just overhearing how others address him, how the goblins address him, how other uh, bugbears and other hobgoblins address him.
And well, I'll address him, but we're all. May I speak with you?
I would prefer it if you didn't speak at all. You are a playing piece in the game. We have nothing to talk about.
My lord, what game is that? Thank
You are a bargaining chip, and that's all you need to know.
who would
I've had enough. And the wolf, he doesn't say anything to the wolf, but the wolf instinctively knows and a- approaches to you and gets dangerously close to you. It knows not to hurt you, but is snarling at you and is threatening to bite you.
I can't use my animal persuasion on him, could I?
Um, your
Got that
animal
necklace.
persuasion?
Yeah, I got that necklace. What was it? Has something with something else.
Oh, this one that
I got
animal
peaceful on it.
friendship. Uh,
That's that necklace, right? Remember?
yeah, but I don't think he's an animal. Let's see. Nah, he's a goblinoid. He's he's a he's a big old bugbear. Let's see. Let me look at. I'm gonna take a look at the animal friendship skill. Maybe I can give you something here. And I will say that we're coming on the end of things that you'll be able to do as far as what I have planned. So you're basically a little peek behind the curtain. You're captured in the place that the group is currently heading
Right.
to. So this is convenient that y'all will be able
Oh,
to
okay.
be reunited very shortly. But animal friendship allows you to convince a beast that you mean it no harm, and choose a beast that you can see within range. It has to see and hear you. So I will say that you do know that there is a beast in the castle, um, and I'll allow you to make a nature check to determine what the beast is, and I'll tell you where it is on the map. It'll be a pretty high check because you haven't put eyes on it. You'd be just uh, doing this based off of what you've heard, like the sounds that the beast makes, and also what you know of that beast and your animal knowledge.
16.
16, 16 is barely good enough. So you do know that there's an owl bear in the castle.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You know that there's an owl bear. It sounds uh, pretty large. You have knowledge of owl bears, and so I'll go ahead and send you a picture of what this one might look like. Um, in the normal chat channel, there's a picture of King Grawl there too. But yep, there's an owl bear in the castle. Um, you have not been able to put your eyes on this owl bear, but you know that it is in. So you're in the upper right room, which is the throne room. The lower right corner of the castle is a circular room, and that's where the owl bear is being kept. And let's see. Let's see if this one's good. This is what you heard as you went past that room on your way to.
I thought you were sucking on a bong. Water bong. I'm like, shit.
Nope. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Here you are. You're a prisoner now of King Groll. For whatever purpose he has for you. Um, you've got some information about where you are based on passing that skill check or skill challenge. And yeah, that's it. You should be good to go when we play on the 3rd.
Right, that's
You'll,
not this. That's the next one.
yeah, that'll be next Sunday. Yep.
All
And
right.
yeah, it'll all work out because the party will be coming up, and then you'll already be inside. Uh, yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right.
It'll be
Sounds good.
pretty cool. What did you think of the skill challenge? I know it's a kind of a new thing.
It was all right. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I had to do that instead of fight because I mean I would have got killed. So
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe we should have just fought. So I will say, they did the same thing. The other group, uh,
Huh?
they when they went to the Umbrage Hill to get the healer, they encountered two manticores and a dragon, and they did a
Yeah, I
skill.
see the dragon.
Yeah, they did a skill challenge for the dragon. And once again, they did super well. They didn't get any failures. You ended up getting one, but they didn't get any, and it seemed like it was super easy. So I don't know. Maybe I need to make these harder uh, to get at least a little bit more drama in there. But for some reason, I just kept rolling super low. Like I said, I was either twos, threes, fours, not getting any high rolls at all for these red brands.
I like it. I like the
Uh,
sound too. So kind of puts a little thing in there.
Yeah, I gotta do a little bit better maybe with the music and stuff. I'm trying not to overdo it because that's just one more thing for me to keep track of. But it is kind of cool to have like music come on or background noise to happen when something's going on. So yeah, I'm glad that worked out really well. I can't hear it from the Discord side of it, so I don't know if it cuts out or anything. I just hear it through my computer when I do it. But yeah, man, not much. I got maybe give you maybe an hour, not quite an hour and a half, but
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah,
I was kind of like at first I was lost. I was like, shit, I'm in this room. I don't know what I should be doing in here.
yeah, it's one of those things where like I had to lead you like pretty hard
You know,
into a certain direction.
when you brought her back the second time, I said I've got to open that door and deal with her. That's where I got to go. And I was like, he'll tell me something. I open the window, he'll tell me, all right, but you never said nothing out. I was like, okay. And then when she came back the second time, I was like, that's where I got. I said, well, that's why I said, let's go ahead and get what we're doing. 'Cause I knew that was where I needed to go.
Yeah, it's all good. It's just because they came back and you were gone. And I thought it would be pretty cool to have somebody captured that
Yeah.
they can come in and rescue. And so they come back and you're not there, and they found like a scrap of red cloth on one of the coat hooks in the room, and that's all they found as far as evidence of where you went. And so, and it is kind of interesting because they're kind y'all have been um, separated so much as far as trying to get everybody together and play that they kind of think that you are a traitor. So they're not sure about you, which is kind of interesting. I'm trying to get it to where it's not like that all the time, but yeah, it's still pretty interesting to think about. They're like, oh, he went back to the Red Brands and he's uh, working with them, and I'm like, maybe I don't know. Try not to give too much information, but
All right, man. I appreciate it.
yeah, man.
What you
Um,
gonna do rest of the night? Just chill out.
yeah, just chill out. You heard about them getting rid of second shift, right?
Yeah, has